Year. I just want to get this New Year's resolution goal setting vlog out. Piano playing. I love playing this piano. It's a 1920s Canaday. Very fortunate to have it here at my brother's house. We grew up playing it. We originally started on that 1988 keyboard that you see in a lot of my music videos that my grandma got me. My brother is an amazing piano player. His first song was like Furley's, and he would go off the keys on the keyboard because it was too short. Didn't have the full spread for a lot of the classical music that he plays. So then we got this old used beat up upright twangy piano for a long time, and then we finally got this bad boy, which my parents definitely spoiled us with. A real special treat, but he was a real talent. He still is, but he was, one of the best piano players in the state of Oregon growing up, and he specialized in a lot of classical music. Of course, he could play ragtime, Scott Joplin, like I like to play. But anyway, I digress to the music. Let's talk about running. New year, new goal, 2020, new decade. I'm not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions usually. I think it's a little, overplayed out, but I like getting in on it because, you could start a new habit, a new positive, healthy habit. You could start running. You could start training for a goal, a new race, or improve your eating habits, or improve something in your life or your career or your personal relationships and family life. You can improve that any day of the year, right? It could be February 1st. It could be January or July 31st, right? Any day of the year is a day to start a new habit. But it's kind of nice and concise when you've got a new decade, you've got January 1st on the calendar. It's not a Sunday or Monday, but it's the first in the new year for a lot of you in the world, especially if you're watching this. It's still New Year's Eve for us here in the US time zone that I'm in, but it's a great time to kind of reset, gain perspective, learn from your mistakes in the past, and I know I have a lot of those. And then apply that to making decisions into the future to try to help improve self-improvement in life, but ultimately trying to help improve the lives of others as you go along with that self-improvement, right? For the greater good, and staying present in the present time, right? Living in the present, planning for the future, remembering the past, learning from the lessons of the past, not to repeat ourselves. And I could get into that, I guess, with my running year this year, as well as my personal goals heading into 2020. But maybe you find something in that's relatable, or maybe you have some different goals, but we're all striving for this same thing in this kind of theme of self-improvement. And so, whether you're looking to start running, or you're looking to train for your first ultra marathon, you're trying to qualify for Boston, you're trying to finish your first half marathon, work on different aspects of your running. Maybe it's with your diet, you're trying to eat less processed food, lose a little excess body fat, improve your health. Maybe you're trying to improve the quality time you spend with your family and other loved ones, right? Maybe you're trying to work on some aspect of your career or working in business. And I think the important takeaway with all this more in the general scheme, not just running, we'll talk about running here in a bit, is that it's not so much of looking at the world as this limited pie, right? Limited, it could be a pizza pie or a apple pie or something, limited pie that we're all trying to compete for pieces in this limited pie. And someone's getting screwed over because they get the little piece, or the pizza's running out and you're not going to get the last piece because everyone's scrounging for it, right? And it's this competition, this idea of competitive mindset. And that drives a lot of things in life. Obviously, I'm a very competitive person in running, right? I want to beat people in races. I go for place and prize money. You want to beat people maybe for a job promotion, right? Beat maybe is not a good word, but there's this competitive drive and competitive aspect when you have limited resources. People are competing for limited resources. So you're fighting for that pie, you're fighting for that piece of pie. Well, I think the better mindset, and this has been written about in a lot of business books, is let's just try to expand the size of the pie, right? Let's make that pie bigger so everyone could get a piece. Everyone could get a bigger piece. Expand the size of the pie. Don't compete for limited resources in this small pie. Let's try to find ways to work together, expand the pie, and everyone could get a bigger piece. And so the idea with self-improvement, if you're improving your health, improving the quality of your life personally, hopefully that kind of transfers over to improving the quality of life for your loved ones or your friends, family, relatives, right? Your dog improves the quality of life for your coworkers, right? So we have this good cheer that we're spreading around. It's the holiday season, sorry. And you know, you get a lot of synergy going together. You know, people are working together, training in running groups, for example. Maybe you have a local running group or you do some social runs. And you know, it's easier to click by the miles or get through some workouts. And I know personally for me, training for the marathon has always been a struggle, you know, any service, any distance. And I kind of do miss the training group aspect. And I have no excuse because there's plenty of fast guys in Boulder that would be actually too far ahead of me in track workouts. But when I, you know, go to the track and not motivated to do speed stuff by myself, really hard, you know, VO2 max intervals, it is helpful to have faster people pull you along or to have a coach with a stopwatch holding you accountable, right? And so for my New Year's resolution, and you know, you could have a bunch, but it's good to write them down, write down your goals, you know, put it up. I used to put up goals on my poster board on my wall with my giant training poster all throughout middle school, high school, college, even at Hanson's Brooks, post-collegiate. I should probably start doing that again. And I'd write out my top goals, right? A, B, and C goals, or, you know, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 types of goals. And you know what? I missed probably 80% of them. I strive to hit these certain times in a track 5K. You know, I strive for the sub 29:30 10K, the sub 29 minute 10K. I only ran 29:47, but I got kind of close to 29:30. I, you know, accomplished some goals. You accomplish some, you miss some, and you strive for different levels, right? Maybe it's first to qualify for Boston, but then also you want to go sub 3 hours in the marathon, or you know, just finishing your first long distance race, or just finally running a 30-mile week or 50K a week. You know, losing a certain amount of excess body fat if you're trying to lose a little weight, eat more whole foods, less highly processed, highly refined foods, cut out some, you know, excess desserts and sugar and things like that. That's, you know, can improve your health. So we have these different goals, and hopefully if you strive to improve the quality of life with yourself, you could help motivate others, or you could help at least, you know, be nicer to others as you go throughout your day. Because, you know, if you have this positive impact on other people, it keeps going on. That could be, you know, kind of like your legacy, right? You keep transferring this mindset, or you know, your success onto your kids or your grandkids, or you know, not even people, strangers that you meet on the street that have learned something, right? We could all share in this positive energy and positive synergy that we get. And I do it through the microcosm of running as it applies to life, of course. And so, yeah, I run for a job, I run for the health benefits, I run because I just freaking love the sport, but I also run because there's a way of connecting with you guys, like on this YouTube channel, and it's all been through running, or the opportunities that I've had, very fortunate, you know, luxurious to be able to travel and experience different cultures around the world, all through the lens of running, so to speak. And you could experience it through lots of lenses, right? There's music, there's art and things like that. And for me, my number one goal, I think, going into 2020 is to not be so scatterbrained, to actually focus more on my running, because I have a limited time to really be at my peak, right? I'm in my mid-30s almost, getting kind of older. I still think I have a lot of great years of running, competitive running left ahead of me, especially in the longer distances, because I think as you get older, you can naturally shift up to longer distances and really do well with that. We called it, we joked around, old man strength, right? You get more strength and wisdom, hopefully. I'm not sure about the wisdom part for me, but you get more strength and experience as you go along, and you can move up in distance. And there's still guys in their, you know, late 30s and 40s still rocking it on the world stage at ultramarathon distances. For the sprints, maybe it's a little harder, and really short distances. But that ship sailed for me on the track. But anyway, back to my point of getting scatterbrained, is to focus. And you know, I do the any service, any distance, but really targeting specific workouts, really targeting a specific focus to optimize my performance and to apply lessons and mistakes that I've made in the past. Again, I've made a lot. You've seen it in the OTQ series. You've seen it in some of my bad ultras that I've had, especially longer distance ultras, even shorter distance mountain races, some pretty disastrous performances, but also some good performances. You know, from this year. I got a lot of second places this year, right? Second at the Moab Red Hot 55K, second at Pikes Peak to Killian Jornet, second more recently at the Xterra World Trail Championships to Joe Gray. All phenomenal runners, but you know, I don't like to get second, I like to get first, or at least try to, but you know, it depends on the race. Podium's great, PR's great, running your best race that you feel like you trained for well is the great accomplishment, and enjoying the process along the way, the benefits along the way, you can't deny those. So for me, it's not being so scatterbrained. I'm all over the place. I like to think I'm really quantitative and analytical and into the science and numbers and the data stuff, which could drive you crazy. You overanalyze your Strava workout. You overanalyze too many numbers, right? Crunching data all the time. But at the same time, I get into like this creative flow more, where I'm into music and visual art, and I'm not very organized in other aspects of my life. And so there's this like dichotomy where you're getting pulled, and you could say it's the argument between the two halves of your brain, the two hemispheres of your brain. Maybe you could relate to that, maybe not. But it's the idea that I need to focus in on my training. And I'll admit, it's harder, I think, to coach yourself than it is to coach other people. I've guided a lot of people to sub 3-hour marathons, Boston qualifying marathons, doing well in ultra marathon distance races, mountain races. But when I look at my own training and myself, there's too much self-bias, and I get too far away from, thinking, I'm gonna do this mountain race and I'm gonna run a 2:18 marathon. It doesn't always work like that, right? I've had a lot of failures, and we'll get into more the vlog and what I have planned for 2020 in another video, because this one's getting too long now. But I want you to look back, reflect on your year, reflect on the positives, learn from the mistakes, if you made any. Maybe you've had a great year, and apply that to the future for positive self-improvement. Write those goals down. State them out loud. Share them in the comments below. That'll help keep you accountable. And it adds some pressure. I upload 100% of my training on Strava, and people are analyzing it and asking me why I had a bad workout. And I'm like, I had a bad workout. Or, the heart rate data, my strap wasn't reading, or something like that. And, there's different reasons for different things, but, I want to be transparent and open with you guys on here. That's always been a motto on this YouTube channel for the last 10 plus years that I've been making running related content here on YouTube. Couldn't do it without your support. Really appreciate all the subscriptions, the thumbs up, the likes, the comments. But let's hear your New Year's resolution comments. They could be, they don't have to be super specific, but if you want to share them, like others' comments, build that positive energy, that synergy that we found in this generosity of the running community. It's a great community to be a part of. Really thankful for it. Again, my New Year's resolution, it's pretty vague there. I'll get into more specifics with race goals that I want to do. I'll give you a hint, doing the Golden Trail series again, probably. But make top 10 in that again for the 3rd year in a row, as well as do some other mountain ultra trail types of races, and maybe some road stuff. We'll see. But yeah, state your goal. Let's hear them. Let's hear your progression. It could be anything, lifestyle, positive energy. Keep the comments positive, and thumbs up. Like each other's comments. Help each other out in this great running community. And thank you from the bottom of my heart again to title sponsor Hoka One One for keeping the dream possible. Those of you that support my sponsors by purchasing their products, it does help us all out a lot, especially if you like these innovative new products coming out. I got new sponsorship announcement coming up in the next day as well. Thank you again. Thanks to the Patreon supporters for helping make this channel possible. We're gonna get some new gear to hopefully improve the quality of these videos. That's another one of my goals, improve the quality of my YouTube videos, editing style, probably do some shorter videos, more concise cuts, but hopefully better angles, more excitement in running as we share along the adventures, any service, any distance, all around the world. Thank you so much, guys. Hope your running's going well. Happy New Year, and stay tuned for more.